Jimmy Kimmel recently said, "Hey, I'm going on break, y'all. I'll be back." And then all of the sudden, material started to resurface of him doing imitations of black people in blackface, and also saying the N word. I know I said that word 9,000 times. Dr. J.
Right. Like this nigga can't say nigga.
But right now it's the N word. Mm-hmm.
Nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
The N word.
I was completely unaware of him saying nigga until right before the show when I listened to the song. And yeah, that cracker said nigga.
You try to give him a pass.
Yeah, I was trying to. I wanted to give him a pass. Like, all right, because the first 30 seconds, like, I heard the word nigga, but it sounded like it was somebody else. So I was like, all right, maybe that's the black person that's in the photo.
Not
But
you.
then,
Couldn't be you,
right, it
Jimmy.
wouldn't be.
Not
It
Jimmy.
wouldn't be Jimmy.
Not Jimmy.
Jimmy know better. Jimmy got soul. Jimmy got soul. Jimmy ain't got no soul. Jimmy said
Jimmy
nigga.
won't more. Jimmy won't more.
But then, yeah, it was official. Jimmy said nigga. I played, cut the songs off then, and yeah, this motherfucker. Yeah, and it's like, all right. So what? So what do we do with this? Because I mean, this ain't some shit that he can just write off as I didn't know better, because he clearly knew better, and it wasn't some. It's So we can't accept that as an excuse.
Oh, no, we can't. But would you like to hear his apology?
Oh yeah. Speak that
Because
apology
he
shit.
he apologized. I'll read it for you, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
I have been long reluctant to address this, as I knew doing so would be celebrated as a victory by those who equate apologies with weakness and cheer for leaders who use prejudice to divide us. The delay was a mistake. There is nothing more important to me than your respect, and I apologize to those who were genuinely hurt or offended by the makeup I wore or the words I spoke. We're gonna talk about that qualifying your victims first of all,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit later, but back on to it. On KROQ radio in the mid 90s, I did a recurring impression of the NBA player Karl Malone. In the late 90s, I continued impersonating Malone on TV. We hired makeup artists to make me look as much like Karl Malone as possible. I never considered that this might be seen as anything other than an imitation of a fellow human being. One that had no more to do with Carl's skin color than it did with his bulging muscles and bald head. I've done dozens of impressions with famous people, including Snoop Dogg, Oprah, Eminem, Dick Vitale, Rosie, and many others. In each case, I thought of them as impersonations of celebrities and nothing more. Looking back, many of these sketches are embarrassing, and it's frustrating that these thoughtless moments have become a weapon used by some to diminish my criticisms of social and other injustices. I believe that I have evolved and matured over the last 20 plus years, and I hope that I hope that that is evident to anyone who watches my show. Um,
All right. So there's a couple of things here.
I'm not done yet. Hold on,
No, okay,
got a
my
little
bad.
bit more. Almost done. Almost done. I know that this will not be the last I hear of this, and that it will be used again to try to quiet me. I love this country too much to allow that. I won't be pulled into silence by those who feign outrage to advance their oppressive and genuinely racist agendas. My summer vacation has been planned for more than a year and includes the next 2 summers off as well. I will be back to work in September. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to explain, and to those I've disappointed, I am sorry. Sincerely, Jimmy Kimmel. I'll let you go first in your approach to.
All right. So there's a couple of things here. All right. First of all, these aren't thoughtless impressions. These were actually pretty thought out, pretty well thought and drawn out. Like the Karl Malone one, the motherfucker looked exactly like Karl Malone. There's a lot of time and effort put into this shit. So for you to just they try to cast them off as like, oh, this is just some shit that with some spur of the moment shit. Nah, motherfucker, that ain't this. And second of all, he has evolved. I don't know about that because, well, yeah, he does say a lot of real shit in a voice where motherfuckers need to hear it. Also, you can't just like ignore the fact that the nigga, the shit the motherfucker was doing was out of order, and he knew it was out of order when he did the shit. It's like there's no denying it. So I don't know. I'm confused by this because he does seem like he genuinely gives a fuck about what's going on out here and is trying to use his voice and platform to advance shit and make shit better. But at the same time, you can't just like dismiss the shit you say as thoughtless when it was clearly thought out, and you can't say that you didn't know better when you did.
When you should have.
No, there's no shit about it. He did.
I'm gonna leave what he did in the past in the past. I don't agree with it. I understand it was a different time then. Still not something I agree with. My problem is not with what he did then. Get that. My issues are with the apology for what he did then. Or the kiss my assology, which he did. Cause it was a whole lot of kiss my ass in the my fault, I'm sorry. And when you're saying my fault, I'm sorry, my bad, I'm sorry, there shouldn't be a lot of kiss my ass energy in the apology. First sign of kiss my ass energy, I apologize only to those genuinely hurt or offended by the makeup I wore or the words I spoke. First of all, don't qualify your victims. Apologize for the shit that you did, not for the way I felt about it. Don't apologize for the way I felt about it. Apologize for the shit you did. And then to say only to the ones that were genuinely hurt by it. You know what? I wasn't hurt by it. I think it was fucked up. Still think you should have done it. And if I saw you doing it, I wouldn't have been hurt, but I'm more likely to be smacked your ass. You know what I'm saying? So let's stop qualifying the victims of your crime. I'm offended. I'm not hurt. I'm offended. There's a difference. But don't qualify my hurt. Second thing, you're trying to frame what you did as an excuse as to why you did it. I don't need the excuse for you doing the shit in your apology for doing the shit. Just apologize for the shit you're doing. Don't excuse it. Don't rationalize it, because that gives it some credence to me that you think that the shit is still cool. You only try to rationalize shit that you trying to do again, maybe. Otherwise, just chalk it up as an irrational moment, a mistake, and move the fuck on. Next thing. I get it. Okay, cool. I get imitations and caricatures and the depth of person that you was trying to recreate. Do that, and that is all right. That is fine. But in your recreations of these people, why do your black ones sound like they came straight off the plantations and your other ones don't? I don't think Karl Malone necessarily sounds like he came off the plantation a couple minutes ago. He doesn't say the things that you say the way that you say them. One. Two, you've done more than one blackface bit, and I've heard you say the N-word multiple times. And it's almost as if I'm going to say it, and I'm going to look at you while I say it, and I want you to understand I'm saying it, but I don't mean it, but I'm saying it. I know I shouldn't say it, but I'm saying it. But I'm cool, right? Nigger. Like, that's how you say it, and it's offensive. No need to rationalize it. Apologize for it and move on. The next thing that got me, this was the most glaring thing in this entire apology to me, and the reason I'm rejecting it the most. He says, looking back at many of those sketches are embarrassing. But then you go on, after you say it's embarrassing, you're painting something. You're trying to paint yourself as a victim in this, and you're not. You're the perpetrator. I don't want to hear how bad you feel about this shit now. Just say you're not doing it again and admit that it was wrong. But you trying to say how you feel bad about it now, you're embarrassed, and then you go on to move to you're frustrated that you even have to address these criticisms because of the people trying to use them against you. Well, Jimmy, you wouldn't have had to have felt frustrated if you would have come out with this information before it's brought to you. Apologize for the shit that you feel bad about doing that's tormented you for so many years. Apologize for it before I come to you with it. You know what I'm saying? If my son do something that he shouldn't have done, and he come to me and admit that he did some shit that he shouldn't have did, I'm going to be less upset about it than if I had found the shit that he did wrong and then I got to come to you about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me have to find you for the shit that you did wrong and then apologize after I confront you about it. You knew you did this shit. Apologize for it when you feel that when you've grown, when you've matured, and you reflect and you look back over your life and you think things over. Now you can truly say that you've been changed. Nigga, say your testimony, motherfucker. That's a song I did from something, I think. But hey, I went to church for a long time. No more time. But anyway, that's all I'm saying, Jimmy. Fuck you and fuck that bullshit ass kiss my ass apology. That's all that's what these things are at this point. This is all the fuck you're saying. You're not forgiving because you don't mean it. You're not mad. You're not upset that you did it. You just okay. You're just mad because you're inconvenienced because people feel differently about it now. You hate the fact that you have to be inconvenienced with that shit that you did when you feel that you've done enough to adjudicate that. Bullshit.
Coming from the concrete, juggle of the wood. Smell the flowers in the air, burning from the woods. Yeah, the hood patrollers, watching the paper soldiers. Gun smoke floating through the air like vultures, but we got culture. Be aware of the leaves and the snakes in the garden. They all vultures, but I'ma fly higher. Can't get close, cause sun coming with the fire. Need no ghost to float on my own rider. Walking to my house, we building empires, bro. God got me in my zone, yo.